The Tao of Self-Confidence, episode 250. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. Visit our website at thetaoofselfconfidence.com. Your inner journey to self-confidence awaits. Well, hello, friend. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. I'm your host today, Sheena Yap Chan, and today I have a phenomenal lady on the show today. She is a filmmaker, a writer, and also an athlete, and I'm just really glad that she's on the show today to share her story. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Angeline Tan. Angeline, how are you today? Maybe you can fill in a little bit more about yourself to our listeners.
Sure. Hi. Nice to meet Sheena a little bit on audio, and thank you for this opportunity to be on this podcast. Really, my honor to share a little bit about my story and my journey. I'm a writer, and I've always wanted to write. I'm really excited that I'll be publishing my first book this August. But at the heart of my writing is really my sports. It is through my sports that I meet with people, and that serves as the vehicle for me to tell real life stories.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. And Angeline, what's your cultural background?
So I was born in Malaysia. I was born and raised in Malaysia, and so I'm Malaysian, and I've just lived in the United States now for the past 4 years.
Thanks for sharing that, and that's pretty cool that you recently just pretty much moved there. So thanks for sharing that. And Angeline, what would be your favorite self-confidence quote?
So when I was 10, I walked down to my living room, and on the blackboard, because my dad was a tutor, and with these words that whatever your mind can conceive and your heart can believe, you can achieve. And these were the words of Napoleon Hill. And these, little did I know that, I was just 10 years old then, but it has always been ingrained in me, and it has served as a foundation for the things that I'm doing and I'm constantly pushing myself to accomplish.
I really like that quote because I always believe too, like whatever you can imagine, it can come to life. Nobody realizes how powerful imagination can be. I mean, everything around us started from somebody's imagination, whether it's the iPhone we carry or the car we drive, even the chair that we sit on,
Exactly.
came from someone's imagination. So, I really love that quote. It's a popular one and a really great one. And in your own words, how would you define self-confidence?
Self-confidence is really having that vision, first of all, like you just mentioned, just being able to see something that has not materialized before, and having that commitment and perseverance to work towards that vision that you see. So regardless of your circumstances, regardless of your limitations or negativity around you, what people say, or whether or not you believe that you can do it, but if you have that vision and that commitment and you just persevere towards that, that is a very essential confidence that will drive you towards your goal.
Thanks for sharing that, and I totally agree with you. I mean, a lot of people, they always say, I'll believe it when I see it. True innovators, creators, they already see it, and, they just see it and they go out there and just do it. So, I really love that definition that you mentioned because, I think there's a lot of people out there who forget that we need to have a vision and a purpose to do the things that we want to do today. So, great definition again. And what was your life like before your discovery of self-confidence?
Well, I grew up in a very, very limited household, and by limited, I mean in all sense of the word, financially and emotionally, just every sense. My parents never told me that I was good enough, that I would amount to anything, and we were struggling financially as well. So I was often very frustrated, and I grew up very, with low self-esteem. I didn't think that I would be able to accomplish anything. I think it got to a point, and I was pretty young. I think I was 12 years old, and I was just done with feeling so low about myself. And I resolved that someday I would do something amazing, something extraordinary with my life. And fast forward over 20 years later, I moved here to America, and somehow just being here in this place where it's so much bigger bigger than, it's just a vast place, much bigger than where I grew up in Malaysia. It expanded my vision, and I started to have a dream, and I realized that I was living out that frustration I had when I was 12 years old, that I wanted to do something extraordinary. And that was how, I cycle across America. And that vision really was because of what happened when I was younger.
Thanks for sharing that. And, sometimes frustration can be a good thing because it leads us to something extraordinary, right? Like you said, you got frustrated at 12 and you made a decision that you were just going to go out there and do something extraordinary, something amazing. Mm-hmm. And, because of that, I mean, you have like a documentary, right? How you're like cycling across America. And I'm sure like, you didn't even think of it back when you were 10 or 8 or 8 or 10 years old, but because you believed in it and you saw it in your vision, like you actually made it happen. It came into fruition. It all started because you were just frustrated at a certain age, knowing that you're just going to do something amazing regardless of the circumstances. And after that realization, what's your life been like now?
I'm still constantly trying to push my personal limitations and my boundaries. And the funny thing is, sometimes we have pretty short memory. We accomplish something big, and then when we move on to the next phase in life and we're faced with a challenge, we forget that we've done that before. We have been an overcomer. And when in this new situation, we get stuck again. And so I constantly have to remind myself to look back at how I overcame some of these challenges, and that in this situation that I'm in, when I'm faced with a roadblock, that I can overcome it again. I've done it before and I can do it again. And so I'm just constantly just knocking down walls and just pushing myself forward.
Thanks for sharing that. And I like that you mentioned knocking down walls, right? It's a great term because that's what we're doing when we, step into our vision, when we're facing the fears and doing it anyway, when we overcome obstacles. Because we all go through it. It's just stepping over and getting to the other side that makes it all worthwhile. And, to the woman who's listening to your episode, she may be in her own journey of self-confidence. What would be that one tip you would give to her? Believe
in yourself, because the only person that can help you forward is yourself. People can encourage you and people can tear you down, but ultimately it is your journey. And if you believe in yourself, hold on to the vision like you and I talk about. I think vision is a truly important thing, that even if it looks like it's bleak and it's not going to happen, but just to have that positive vision and that belief, you're going to get yourself there.
Thanks. And I really love the tips that you mentioned, especially holding on to the vision, because we are going to have days when it's like, where is the universe taking us? Sometimes it takes us to this little swerves us somewhere, but in the end, it takes us to the right place. Sometimes we just fear the unknown and we're not too sure what's going on, but in the end, it will take us there. So thanks for sharing those tips. And if our listeners want to get to know a little bit more about you and what you do, is there any links or social media profiles we can connect with?
Visit my website. It's called Angie Across America, ANGIE Across America, and you can find me on social media on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. It's a little complicated, but my Twitter and my Instagram is Little Drummer G, spelled LILDRUMMERGIE, because I'm a drummer. That's why it's Little Drummer G.
Thanks for sharing that, Angeline. And to our listeners, if you want to connect with Angeline, you can also head on over to thetowofselfconfidence.com and search for Angeline's name. Her show notes will pop up along with everything else we talked about. And I really just want to thank Angeline for taking the time to share her story and tips on self-confidence. So thank you so much.
It's my pleasure, Sheena. Thank you for having me.
It was an honor to have you on the show and share your story. So listeners, be on the lookout for another new episode of another amazing woman's journey to self-confidence, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to another amazing episode of The Tao of Self-Confidence. Want to learn how you can use podcasting to market your business? Download your free report by visiting our website at thetowofselfconfidence.com. Your inner journey to self-confidence awaits.